All right, welcome everyone. Tonight we have a nice restful practice. If you have a throw pillow from a bed or a couch and you want to use it, you can grab that, or even just a regular pillow would work fine. But it's not necessary if you're all set up and you want to skip that. So we are going to start lying on the mat with the pillow right underneath the upper back. So it should be a small pillow so that we can start with a really, really gentle back bend. If your head is falling a little bit too free or falling at an angle that doesn't feel good, you could always use a second pillow to lift your head. Once you get there, just allow your arms to be open wide. Maybe spread your feet as wide as your mat and just let your knees fall together to touch. Take a moment to imagine your chest just beginning to open up, allowing your heart space to widen. And allowing your breath to move more freely. Matt is going on a run tonight. He's had a busy work week already. On Tuesday, he just finished work for the day after a hard day's work. And so he decided for himself that a run was the best way to stay healthy. But he did want me to say hello to everyone, and he's really sorry that he missed it. So we're going to be here for another minute or two longer. Just take a scan of your body, noticing if there's anywhere you can surrender, anywhere you can let go. Feeling yourself just releasing any stress from the day. Allowing any tension to just melt away. Maybe with a slight tilt of the chin, getting even just a little bit of a throat stretch. Just a couple more breaths. When you're ready, you can just roll to one side to remove your pillow. And coming back to your feet spread nice and wide, open your arms like a cactus or like a T and drop your knees over to the right side. Press your hips forward just a little bit to stretch through the top of your thigh. So starting with stretching the big muscles is great, especially if you're feeling a little tired or stagnant. Sometimes it just kind of helps release some of the energy for you. And over to the other side. Back to center. Move the knees into your chest here. You can use just the grip of your hands, or you can reach around for your elbows. And you can just stay still or rock a little side to side, or even just a mini tiny rock like I'm doing. Keep your spine long, your chin tucked so your neck is long too. And then you can bring your hands to your knees and let your legs open wide. Just using your grip strength here to hold your legs in place. So getting a little bit of a stretch through the inner seam here. Let's take about 5 slow, deep breaths. And you might really notice that your hands are working here. If you feel a cramp at all, you can always give yourself a rest, but just observe and notice if your hands do feel tired after just a few breaths here. Might start to feel a little bit of a release. Let's take a couple more breaths. This is kind of like an upside down frog pose. And then from here you can cross your ankles, reach for the outsides of your feet, and just stay still and breathe, or you can rock a little side to side in this little variation. And then come back to stillness. We're going to uncross the legs and do a little rock and roll to come forward and onto all fours. I've just got to put my pack back on here, my mic pack. And you can get started with some cat-cow breaths here. Oops, technical difficulties. There we go. All right. So someone requested some upper back here, and cat-cow is a great place to work on that. So just allowing yourself to feel that movement, maybe animated from the heart space as opposed to the lower back or the hips driving the arch, the round and the release. And especially for bringing release to the back, maybe inhaling as you round, or rather inhaling as you arch like a cat, and exhaling as you lengthen. From here, you can sit back on your heels, reach your hands around, clasping your hands, maybe left thumb on top this first time, and just arch your back a little bit, bringing the shoulders together and the heart forward. Seeing if you can make this a little bit of a lift through the heart space, kind of moving in this direction, as opposed to overarching the lower back. So staying strong through the lower back. And instead of dropping your head, maybe just lifting your chin a little bit. Come back to center, long spine. You can keep your hands clasped, drop your chin to your chest, breathe into the back of your neck. And slowly roll right ear to right shoulder. Just breathe here. And other side. Back to center. And you can unwind your arms. Walk yourself forward, reaching your hands towards the edge of your mat. Coming to a puppy dog pose here. Drop your forehead. Feel that head to mat connection. Stretching through your arms. This might feel good on the upper back too. Releasing your heart towards the floor, hips to the sky. And then from here, sit all the way back for child's pose. Knees can be together or you can spread them wide here, dropping your forehead to the floor and breathing. Let's take about 5 breaths here. See if with each inhale you can send your breath to the base of your spine. With each exhale, surrendering a little further, softening through your shoulders, your back, your jaw. And then you can walk your upper body over to the left side. Walk your hands out as far as feels good, stretching through your right side, and then releasing your head back down. Take your time coming over to the other side. Go ahead and let out a sigh anytime that feels good. One more breath here. Then come back to center. Walk yourself forward, choosing from another puppy dog pose if you're avoiding any pressure on the wrists, or if you'd like, coming to downward dog by pressing down evenly into the hands, tucking the toes, and lifting the hips to the sky. Once you get there, releasing your heels towards the floor, lengthening through your backside body, relax your head and breathe. Maybe imagining that breath reaching the base of your spine, even in this pose. Just a couple more breaths. And when you're ready, drop your knees. We're going to sit back on the heels once more, this time keeping the toes tucked. Coming back to that same little sequence, reaching the hands around. Maybe this time right thumb on top, stretching the heart space forward and up. Maybe lifting the chin just a little bit here. And back to center. Hands can stay clasped or you can release them. Chin to the chest. Breathe into the back of your neck. This time we'll roll left ear to left shoulder to start. Breathing down the side of the right side of the neck here. Keep your shoulders away from your ears. And other side. Come on, back to center. Lift your chin to neutral and release your hands. So you can come to kneeling, untuck your toes, give them a little pat. And we're gonna step the left foot forward. If you're on hardwood, you can put something additional under your knee if you'd like, or just fold over your mat. I'm on carpet, so I'm good to go here. And once you get there, you can just sink down, maybe resting your arms here on the top of your thigh. Keeping your knee about over your heel, or at least just not going beyond your toes here. Oops. Take a few breaths. And if this is too much of a stretch, you can always unwind, use some blocks here, or you can even do this in a more upright position, standing with the chair. Wherever you are, we're gonna stay for a few more breaths here, really sinking down into that hip, feeling the stretch, maybe on the right side a little more, but you might feel it on the left side too. And then you can bring your hands down and we'll rock it back. First, keeping the toes down, getting a little stretch through the front of the foot, or the top of the foot rather. Maybe a little bit in the shin. Keep a long spine here. Just breathing. And then rock forward once more. Plant the right hand. Left hand comes to the thigh for a gentle twist over the left shoulder. Keep your spine long. And allow your breath to be free, moving up and down your back. Doesn't have to be a huge twist, and should never feel like really forcing yourself into a twist. Just coming to that place of first resistance and allowing your breath do the work of opening up your muscles, allowing your spine to be long, and unwind. Plant both hands, walk back this time, toes come towards the face. Nice and long through the hamstring, maybe feeling a stretch in your calf here. You can also widen the stance if you'd like by sliding your heel forward. And don't feel that you need to do a head to knee here. I'm already getting a stretch just right here in this pose. But if you do like that rounded back, and you're looking for a little more opening in your back, you might take a gentle round and just focus on breathing into your back. When you're ready, come forward once more, tuck your back toes, lift your knee, and then hop your foot forward just enough to set up for warrior one. So back foot is at a 45-degree angle now. Front knee is over the heel. Come on up to your fingertips. And then take your time slowly rising up to stand. Hands come to heart center. And let's just breathe here. Nice, slow, even breaths. And then we'll straighten through the front leg. Turn the hips a little bit more forward. Long spine. And come forward any amount that feels good. Maybe just pausing, or maybe reaching towards the floor.
Rounding over if you'd like, letting your head be heavy. Your choice here of planting the hands and stepping back to puppy dog or downward dog. Couple more breaths here. Relax your head. And touch the knees down to the floor. Sit back on your heels.
Reach the hands back behind you and lift your hips just a little bit. Just enough that you feel a little opening in the front of your legs. Just breathe here. And lower. So you can do that one more time, or if you'd like this time, reaching the hips even higher, getting that nice strong line through the front side body. Keep your chin tucked or lifting to the sky, but just be cautious if you're letting your head fall back. And lower. Bring your hands to the tops of your legs. We're going to take just a few breaths to breathe. A few breaths to breathe. That's very accurate, I suppose. And when you're ready, come on back to kneeling. We'll take that same sequence on the other side. So you can either do it the same way, or if you found it was a little tricky, you can always switch to using a chair or some blocks. So bring the right foot forward and first just sink it on down, maybe coming to the forearms on your leg here. And we're just gonna breathe. Notice if you're dipping in your lower back, can you engage a little bit through the low belly? Just breathing here. Maybe feeling yourself gently softening and releasing through the left side hip. And then you can bring your hands to the floor and rock back. Toes stay down to stretch through the top of the foot, the ankle, the shin. Keep your breath moving here. Nice deep inhales and full exhales. Slowly rock it forward. We'll take that same twist other side, planting the left hand, or if you're having any issues with the wrist, you can always make a fist here. And then right hand comes to the thigh, twisting over, maybe gazing over the right shoulder. Can you lengthen your spine any more in this pose? And can you deepen your breath? And when you take a really deep breath, you can even feel the base of your pelvis, a little rise and fall. Unwind here and rock it back, this time with a straight leg, toes reaching towards the face, spine long, or you can go ahead and take that rounded spine if that feels good. If you're wanting more of a stretch, imagine that you're pressing your heel down and towards yourself, like you're dragging your leg back towards your hip. That can just kind of bring a little fire to the back of the hamstrings here. And then shift it forward. We'll set up for that warrior one on this side. So tuck the toes, lift the hips, hop the foot in. Take your time coming to your fingertips and rising up for warrior one. Just a couple more breaths here. Stay strong. Trying to allow the weight to be even between the front and the back foot. Straighten through the front leg. Come forward any amount. And maybe rounding over to reach to the floor. And from here, you can just pivot your heel back and step forward for a forward fold. Inhale, lift halfway. And exhale, fold. Slowly roll to stand. Arms reach. And palms meet at heart center. Take a few breaths here. And when you're ready, step your right foot back behind you. Bring your left hand to your hip. Right arm's gonna reach up and over for a little half moon variation. Just reaching through your side body. And then we'll just gently switch sides, moving mindfully and slowly. And come back to center. Spread your feet nice and wide here. We're gonna set up for warrior two. So left foot can stay parallel with the back of the mat and right foot is gonna turn so the toes face the small edge of the mat. Imagine if there was a ruler from your heel to your back foot, that ruler would land right in the center of your back foot, right in the arch. And then bend into your front leg. You can bend and straighten a couple times until you find that just right angle here for yourself. And if you're extra flexible, you might even get that right angle to be actually a right angle. So, but no worries if you're here or your feet are a little closer together, just working towards that direction. Arms come up to parallel. And gaze over the right fingertips. We're gonna probably feel a little shake or a little fire here in the thigh, but if you want to break, you can always just straighten and bend. Right forearm comes to the thigh, side angle. Left arm reaches up and over. Feeling the chest open here, and reverse it. You can straighten through your front leg if you'd like. And then come back to center. Both legs come to straight. Reach the right fingertips forward, left hip bumps back. Reach, 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 and go for it. Triangle. Right hand comes down, left hand comes up. Feel your hands reaching in opposite directions. Hips are opening wide here. Gaze can be wherever feels best, just keeping your neck long. And on your next inhale, lengthen through your spine, and exhale, come back to center and back to warrior two. We'll do that all one more time, side angle. Couple of nice breaths here. And reverse it, straightening through the front leg or keep it bent, your choice. Gaze up at your right hand. And triangle, coming through center, reaching, reaching, reaching. Maybe going a little further, reaching further down the leg. Maybe even fingertips to the floor. One more inhale, grow long, and use the strength of your core to come back to center. Arms float down, toes come forward. Bring your hands to your hips, just take a couple of breaths. And other side. Left toes turn out, back foot is parallel with the mat, and bend into that left leg, maybe coming to straight and bend a couple times. So I'm a little more warmed up now. Looks like I can go a little bit wider on this side. Arms come out to parallel, gaze over your left fingertips, shoulders relaxed, and breathe. Forearm comes to the thigh, side angle. And reverse warrior, leg stays bent or comes to straight, your choice. Shifting for triangle. Opening through the chest, peeling open your right shoulder. Breathing here. Once more through that cycle, come back to center. Warrior two. Side ankle. And reverse. Triangle. using the strength of your core, especially those obliques, to come back to center. Turn the toes forward and relax the hands. Take a deep breath. Great job. Pivot the heels in and bend into the thighs here. Bend into the legs. So you can bring your hands inside the thighs. We'll take a little twist to the left. So this might feel good on the upper back. If it's too much on your wrists, you could always come to a seated position and use your forearms for this. And other side. Come back to center, straighten up. Toes come forward, hands come to the hips, and forward fold. From here, walk the hands out as far as they'll go, almost like an exaggerated wide downward dog. And then with the hands extended, we'll make a big rainbow shape coming over to the right side. And then big rainbow over to the other side. Come back to center. Pivot the heels in. Heel toe the feet together just enough so you can come down into a nice low squat. Hands come to prayer. Sit up nice and tall and just breathe here. This is a little too much. You can always just sit back and come to butterfly or cobbler pose. You can gaze over to your right side and your left side. Back to center and sit all the way back. So we're going to come to pigeon from here. So transitioning to all fours. Let's take first one upward facing dog. So just drop the hips. Sphinx pose is also another alternative here. Taking a variation where I'm just going to leave my legs on the floor, pressing into the mat, away from, pressing my ears away from my shoulders, nice long neck. And then let's take child's pose for just a couple of breaths here. When you're ready, shift forward and bring your right knee with you, coming to pigeon on the right side. Any variation that you like here. Or just taking figure 4 on your back if pigeon is a little more than you're looking for at this moment. Whatever you choose, just settling in. We'll hold this one for a little longer so you can always unwind if you need to. Otherwise, maybe coming back to that same breath, allowing your inhale to reach the very base of your spine. Maybe even feeling that slight rise and fall of your pelvic floor.
if your mind starts to wander, just bringing it back to your breath. Just a couple more breaths. And you can begin to walk yourself back up and take your time switching sides. Maybe choosing to just switch right to the other side or to take a breath or two in downward dog. And whenever you're ready, sliding that left leg forward and coming into your version of pigeon. And if you're crossing the arms, maybe switch the cross, always trying to balance out the body. And just a couple more breaths here. When you're ready, you can walk yourself back up and just swing your back leg around. We are going to transition to our backs, and if you'd like, you could grab socks or another layer, whatever you need to be comfortable here. We're going to be on our backs the rest of class. All right. So from here, we'll take a nice deep and long twist. You can choose to simply bring your feet together and drop your knees to one side. Or if you want a deeper twist, cross your right leg over your left, press the hips, push the hips a little to the right and drop your knees all the way. Now you might have your pillow handy from before. You can always just place that under your knees to allow this twist to be a little more sustainable, so you can hold it for longer without any extra pull than you're looking for. Once you get there, close your eyes, coming back to that deep breath, feeling each inhale create length through your spine, feeling the rise and fall of your pelvic floor. And noticing if there's anywhere you can release or soften. Maybe through your jaw, your right shoulder, your neck. It sounds funny, but maybe relax your hairline. Relax your gums. Relax between your toes. Keep releasing. We'll be here for a few more breaths. When you're ready to come back to center, really taking your time and moving mindfully. Nice and slowly, maybe taking a whole minute to transition to the other side. Maybe even overhead stretch in between, maybe lengthen the legs in between. And when you're ready, you can always take that same version or a different version. And of course, use your pillow if you liked it on the other side. Once you get there, releasing down, letting gravity do some work here. Long neck, long spine, and deep breath. And just ask yourself if there's anywhere else you can soften and relax. Anywhere else you can let go a little bit further. Just a couple more breaths here. And when you're ready, slowly come back to center. Take any final movements you'd like and then come to your final resting pose. And if you want to try using your pillow here below your knees, that's a great option, especially if you have any lower back pain. Whenever you get there, you can just relax your hands by your sides, maybe tuck your shoulder blades under and lengthen through your neck. And we'll take a little muscle relaxation here, moving from the feet to the head. So right away, relax your entire body. Just allow it to be heavy. Bring your awareness to the soles of your feet, softening through the arches of your feet, the balls of your feet, the heels, and the tops of your feet. Starting at your big toes, relax each toe, working your way out towards your pinky. Take a few breaths here to just relax each toe. It's a great exercise in body awareness to see if you can observe each toe from your mind's eye. So let's do that one more time. This time, focusing on one foot at a time. Bring your awareness to your right big toe, second toe, third, fourth, and pinky toe. Bring your awareness to your left big toe, second, third, fourth, and pinky toe. Relax both feet from bones to skin. And relax your ankles, your lower legs, calves, and shins. Relax your knees, your upper legs, hips, your whole pelvic bowl relaxing. Relax your belly and your lower back. Relax your solar plexus and your middle back. Relax your chest and upper back. Relax your shoulders. Let your arms just be soft by your sides. Feeling a wave of relaxation from your shoulders to the tips of your fingers. Relax your upper arms, elbows, lower arms, wrists, palms, backs of the hands, and all 10 fingers. Bringing your awareness now to your collarbone, your neck and throat relaxing. Feel your head heavy and your scalp and your face just softening. Relax your jaw, your eyes, your forehead. Your whole body just relaxing. Letting go on an even deeper layer. whole body and mind relaxing. And I'll give you a couple moments of silence to just keep relaxing even more. If your mind starts to wander, just bring it back to letting go. Bring it back to observing your body and just allowing it to soften. All right, everyone, for tonight's practice, I'm going to allow you to just keep resting as long as you like. So I hope you all have a wonderful night, and I hope you have a great week.